So hi, I'm Rachele Antonini. I'm a tenured lecturer at the Department of Interpreting and Translation of the University of Bologna. I started out as a researcher working on audiovisual translation and sociolinguistics, and then moved on to child language brokering. In 2004, I was at the sociolinguistic symposium that was held at the University of Newcastle upon Tyne, and there I met Nigel Hall, who's basically the scholar who brought child language brokering studies to Europe. And we were presenting other things, but we started talking, and he invited us to London to join meetings that he was holding within the ESRC. And that's where we became acquainted with the topic that we're going to discuss today, child language brokering. So after meeting Nigel, I came back to Forlì and I started thinking about what could be done in Italy so that we could start studying this phenomenon in Italy too. And the possibility of applying for funding came up, and I applied and I got substantial funding, and that enabled me to organize a study day, an international study day, where I invited all the people who had been involved in child language brokering for quite a few years, especially from the US, but from the UK as well. And so that we could receive their feedback and insight. And that's what actually got the ball rolling, basically. We put together a research group that comprises 4 other researchers, Linda Rossato, Chiara Bucaria, Ira Torresi, and Letizia Cirillo. And we started from scratch. We could rely on very good pieces of research, and we decided that we want to start from block 1, so by mapping out the phenomenon in this region and hopefully in the rest of Italy. And then we started with a different range of methodologies, because we just wanted to have a 360 degrees overview of what's happening in Italy in terms of child language brokering. We started out by interviewing and organizing focus groups with former language brokers. So on the basis of the results we got, we were able to draft questionnaires, which we piloted and then administered in schools to pupils in middle schools, teachers in primary and middle schools, and but we also involved representatives and people who work at various institutions, be it schools again, or town council offices, the trade unions, hospitals, general practitioners, so that we also had that side of the story. And then we had 2 interesting spin-offs. One was that we were able to get into 2 prisons and administer questionnaires to young people there who act as language mediators and culture mediators. And we also organized a school contest, which at the beginning was devised to get the teachers involved in the project, but it became quite a successful strand of our own research. In all, we held 2 editions in 2010 and 2011, and it was very successful because the teachers were enthusiastic about it, and they were able to involve many kids. So in all, we received about 200 narratives and drawings from pupils attending primary school and middle school. And it was important because in Italy it's very, very difficult to get the permission to interview, even only audio record children. And so since that was a fundamental part of our own research project, to have the children's voice and view on child language brokering, we were very happy with the outcome and the unexpected outcome of that project. And we've been presenting it at various conferences, and it's become quite popular, so that it will probably be repeated in Spain, and we're hoping to also to have it in Poland too. So the school contest was also instrumental in making child language brokering visible to many people, to politicians, and to all the people who are involved in education, healthcare services. And that is very, very important for us, because it means that now we can follow up with other projects. One of them will be following the research done in the UK by the Institute of Education, is to provide guidelines for schools on how to deal with language brokers, and to create material that can be used to train the children, the teachers, and hopefully also their parents. And the other project is to do the same thing, but in different types of institutions. So the hospital, the town council, or the offices that provide services to foreigners, and many other places. And but generally speaking, all the results we got from questionnaires, interviews, and the narratives generally confirm what was discovered by other studies and research projects all over the world, basically, in terms of the who, what, where of and how of child language brokering. The only difference is that in Italy we decided not to focus on a specific ethnic or linguistic minority, but we just researched any minority that is present in this region.